Hello, welcome back to another video. Now today we're going to be taking a little preview to the 12:30 kickoff tomorrow, which is the Schalke versus Augsburg game. Without further ado, let's just get straight into some of the picks. I'll try and keep this as concise as I can. But yeah, first things first, let's take a look at the prices. We see here that compared to other games, this is quite a nicely distributed level of prices. We've not really got a player who's sort of up at the Lewandowski ranges of sort of 12 to 13,000. We have our most premium player being 10,400, which should make it a bit easier for us to craft a team around all of these players. Now, I think for me, the main two guys I'm really looking at is this guy here, the most expensive guy, Flip Max, someone who is on quite a lot of set pieces and gets plenty of crosses in, as we see here. Now, he doesn't have the greatest of floors, maybe sort of a 7 or 8 point floor. Someone who, again, probably does rely on a goal to push past the sort of 10-point mark, which is a shame. And I feel like that really is, maybe apart from a zip cut for Schalke, I mean, it is really the same for a zip cut for Schalke. We do see him here without goal and assist, getting 16.3 points. But other than that, his consistency is okay, but I guess it's really just dependent on the amount of corners and set pieces they do get. I think this is going to be a main sort of feature of this Schalke v Augsburg game. It's really just like who scores it. A lot of the time in these games, I will say, the set piece takers are really the guys to go for, and so on and so on. But I feel like for me, this game is just going to be, who scores wins. Literally, it's going to be probably a bit more of a lottery in that sense, which is why I would probably go for quite a few of the attackers from each of the respective teams. Get the forwards in there like Caligari and a few of the other guys. And a few of the other guys who maybe don't have just as good of a floor, but I feel like this will be quite a back and forth game. I mean, we scroll down here and we get to the Schalke goalkeeper. Schubert, for me, 7,800 for a goalkeeper. That's a no-go. That's just way too expensive for really what they're going to offer. I mean, Schalke are not big favourites, but they're favourites to win. Schalke sit 8th and Augsburg sit 14th. So Schalke, well, before last week, we're actually sitting a bit higher. But Schalke are going to be favourites to win this, and so maybe you should bias your team a bit more towards them. It seems like DraftKings has sort of evened out the two. The team's quite split in terms of their pricings. So maybe that's a good opportunity to get a few more Schalke players than Augsburg. But you never know, we could see a bit of an upset on the cards and Augsburg come through with the win. But yeah, to be honest, it's going to be a goals win. For me, this is a sort of a 2-1 kind of game. As we sort of look through the players, this guy is someone I really hope would play for the 7,200. Amin Harit is just someone who has absolutely incredible value, but he's out for now, so that's a bit of a shame for everyone who's an Amin Harit fan. But as we scroll down, we get into the realm, as I mentioned so often, of kind of filler players. Salif Sane, someone who had a pretty decent game for Schalke last weekend. But I mean, I guess the easiest way to do this is to sort of have a look and create a team. So as I said before, I think the set piece players, although, as I said here, maybe not too reliant on this game, generally set pieces are where all the points are going to come from. And with regards to that, I think, thing is, I do like set piece takers, don't get me wrong, but a defender on set pieces makes me much more tempted to go for Caligari as a captain instead. I know he is quite a bit more expensive, 15,000 for a captain. It's on the more premium side than I normally like to play, but for someone who actually also gets his fair share of set pieces and is a midfielder, more likely to get in those attacking positions, Caligari for me, a very good captain option. Philip Max, I feel like it's got to go in there. Now I'm really sort of trying to fill the team with maybe the less likely Schalke attackers, because these players around here, like Gregor Rich and Rahman, are sort of players, they don't have the greatest flaws. But these are players who you tend to see, you know, they'll pop up with the odd goal here and there. Let's just take a quick look at the stats. I mean, yeah, it's been a while since he scored, but I mean, we can hope. I mean, to be fair, he's not been getting too many 90 minutes, and when he gets a 90 minutes, he seems to perform quite well. So, for someone like this guy, is someone I definitely consider to pop up with a goal and really send you flying up the leaderboards. Cordova is someone you should maybe consider if he plays. However, he's not really been getting too much starting time of late, so yeah, it's one of those wait until the lineups come out, which is really like a lot of draft games. We can prepare all this stuff beforehand, but at the end of the day, when the lineups come out, it can completely change your whole idea. Now, actually, to be fair, we haven't had a look at some of these options here, and this guy, I mean, Nida Lechner is how I'm going to pronounce that, and to be honest, that for me seems like a very, very overpriced player. 9,600. He's got FPPG of 12.9, but as we've just seen, he's a player who's bringing in 5 or 6 points per game, and really, you'd be expecting him to score. But with a player who's bringing in only 5 or 6 points a game for 9,600, I'm going to steer quite clear of him. And as we've got the money, let's just go and bang a Zipka in there. That leaves us with 8,400. We've got quite a Schalke-based team so far, as I said, as I do like. However, I do like going with a 4-2. I like having an extra Augsburg player in there. Just because it gives you a bit of a difference, because people do tend to like to stack their team with the favourites. So maybe they'll put in a player from Schalke who's really actually not that good, get a 2 or 3 pointer, when you can choose someone from Augsburg for maybe a little bit more money who will bring you back the dividends. And this guy Vargas is someone for 5,400. I'm very happy to take the punt on. It looks like he's going to get quite far forward, and hopefully in this game it can really pay off. And then all we come down to is a filler spot. Now you can flip a coin, do whatever. Whoever plays here, whoever really starts out of these options here, you lob them in the team, and really, people will tell you, oh, this is a great pick, I decided to do this. It's a hoping game at this point. We've seen these guys FPPG, it's 2 to 3, maybe 4 points max. So really it's just a hoping game, hoping one of these guys has a stellar performance and gets that 1 in a million 8-pointer from a guy who's worth 3,000. But yeah, that's been a quick and concise review of the 12:30 game tomorrow. Hope this has helped. We've gone through a few of the set piece takers. Really, it's just going to be who scores wins sort of a game. But I hope this has helped, and I'll catch you guys soon. See ya.